Although Capcom's Monster Hunter series is more popular than ever in the West, it's still a daunting series to get into because of its overbearing tutorials and complicated UI. Koei Tecmo development team Omega Force didn't want to repeat this mistake with Wild Hearts, its upcoming fantasy monster hunting game with a complex offensive crafting element. To solve this issue, it partnered with Electronic Arts EA Originals label to better understand how Western players prefer to be treated in the earliest stages of a complicated adventure. Wild Hearts takes place in Azuma, a fantasy landscape inspired by feudal Japan that is now rampaged by the once peaceful Kemono, altering their environment at the cost of citizens' lives. The Kemono range from plant-infused squirrels to the massive Countess wild boar. After a dreadful fight with the Winter Wolf Deathstalker, players become bearers of a life-sustaining technology and are compelled to restore balance across the region. In Wild Hearts, players' journey through Azuma is a lone wolf or pack hunt with up to 2 friends thanks to the game's co-op and crossplay features across all platforms. Players can expand their battle plans and go on special missions while pack hunting, join other hunters in the world, or take on Kemono on their own. Wild Hearts is a unique twist on the hunting genre, where technology gives you a fighting chance against fearsome beasts infused with the ferocious power of nature itself. Take on these creatures alone or hunt with friends in a seamless co-op. No one remembers why the Kemono began their rampage through a once prosperous Azuma. Fueled by desperation, they wield the power of primal nature at its most destructive. For a while, it seemed that none could stand against their overwhelming might. But hope arrives in the form of a formidable hunter armed with deadly weapons and ancient technology called Karakuri that could turn the tide of battle. Players assume the role of a nameless hunter, who must embark on quests to hunt down massive monsters known as Kemono in the world of Azuma. Azuma is not an open world, but instead several large areas that players can freely explore. Wild Hearts begins peacefully, with a lone hunter walking through a forest rife with small friendly Kemono creatures. Soon, a small-time hunt begins as the player spots a deer-like Kemono. During this hunt, players will learn the basics of the camera and movement controls, the attacks at their disposal during combat, how to climb ledges with limited stamina, and how to sneak up on an enemy. These are some basic fundamentals in hunting games, but the difference compared to Monster Hunter Rise is that the game isn't constantly stopping the player with long cutscenes or large text boxes to explain basic things. Text boxes only appear if players choose to activate them when a tutorial pops up. The game features 8 different weapon types, including the likes of Wagasa and Katana. In addition to using weapons to defeat enemies, players can also build items to assist combat through the Karakuri mechanic. Koei Tecmo decided to make crafting in Wild Hearts not just a defensive or preparation thing but something that can help during exploration and fights. For instance, players can build crates that allow players to leap off to deal massive damage to enemies, or a torch which can be used to ignite enemies. However, these building blocks can be combined to form larger machines, such as a bulwark that blocks an enemy's path. The constructed items are permanent, until they were destroyed by Kemono. Players can also build Karakuri to aid transversal. Building Karakuri consumes thread, which can be acquired through simply attacking enemies. As the player progresses in the game, they will unlock new weapons and armors, allowing players to hunt more challenging monsters. Wild Hearts is a prime example of finding something your competitor does poorly and attracting people by doing it better. Monster Hunter is currently the undisputed ruler of the monster hunting genre, but it's not perfect. By learning the proper lessons from EA and ensuring that the game's opening is more welcome and accessible than Monster Hunter Rise, Wild Hearts is shaping up to be a force to be reckoned with in the monster hunting genre. Wild Hearts will launch for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series on February 17, 2023.